Hey everybody, hope everybody's doing okay today. Some of you may have seen the little short video clip I did here a while back, the little prototype Lazy Susan or turntable that I made for my carving work. Green wood takes a long time to dry out. And then the tung oil finish that I use on my carvings takes a long time to dry. And excuse me, I wanted something that like a Lazy Susan but motorized, where I could set my carvings in front of a fan or in front of a heater to get air circulation hitting all the way around the piece of wood. And the first one that I made, I wasn't happy with at all. You can see the little short clip video of it on one of my other videos. But this is my second one that I've made, and this one's quite a bit different. On this one I used a regular Lazy Susan type bearing for it to spin on. And rather than having all the gear reduction and everything that I had on the first one, this one runs off of a microwave turntable motor, and it runs at 6 RPMs. But still not 100% satisfied with the way it looks, but I'm getting closer. Since this is for my carving work, I kind of wanted something that looked rustic, bushcrafty, if you will, or whatever. So I thought, well, what's more rustic looking than just an old piece of log? So this is a piece, I believe it's 8.5 inches in diameter, and it's about 6.5 inches tall. It's just a cut-off end of a yellow poplar or tulip poplar log that I have for some carving wood. But I coated it with boiled linseed oil. It's soaked, with it all being ingrained, it soaked up a ton of boiled linseed oil. But after it dried, I took and buffed all the excess off of it. I didn't want it to have any sheen to it at all. Didn't think it would look very natural, look like a natural piece of log if it had any sheen or shine to it. But let me plug it up here and let you see it run. I promised the guys on the forum, BC USA, that I'd shoot a little short video to show it in action. And as I said, it uses a regular Lazy Susan bearing and microwave oven turntable motor is what powers it. And I couldn't think of what to set on it to kind of display or to give for size reference. I didn't have anything, any carving work started that I could set on there to be able to shoot the video. Excuse me. But I love pipes, and this is an old Dr. Grabo, or I'm sorry, it's a Linkman's pipe before they became Grabo, I guess. If I recall, I believe this old pipe was made in the 30s, if I remember correctly. I have to go back and check on that to be sure. But this is one that I bought and restored, the pipe is. And one of my favorite pipes. I thought that'd be something good to put on there kind of for display and to show something actually sitting on it turning. And if you want it to rotate in the other direction, you just turn the plug over. It doesn't have a grounded plug, it just has a 2-prong plug. You just turn the plug over, and it'll spin in the opposite direction if you need it to for whatever reason. But pretty happy with this one. It's just working pretty well. It doesn't turn perfectly smooth. This one's basically direct drive, but there's a piece of poly tubing connecting the motor to the turntable, and that tubing has a little bit of flex to it, so if it's not setting perfectly level or whatever, it because of the flex that the tubing has connecting it to the motor, it can have just a little bit of a bump to it, but it seems to be running pretty smooth there. But I'll zoom in and lift the lid off here in just a second and show you what's on the inside of it. If anybody else might like to make one of these for yourself, either for drying your carving work, or see if I can get the grooves lined back up. These grooves on the side of it here are just the natural insect tracks that were on the log. I didn't put those grooves in there. They're natural too. But see, well, let me zoom in, and I'll take that top off and show you the bearing and the motor. Okay, guys, here's the inside of it. Hopefully, I'm zoomed in close enough that you can see. But between this is 3/4 plywood, and the Lazy Susan bearing is between the top and the plywood, mounted in between there. And then right here is the microwave oven motor, and as I said, it's connected with a piece of I think it's called polyethylene, the clear plastic tubing, but that's what connects it together. And as I said, I didn't put a switch in it. I just wired it up straight, plug it in to turn it on, and if you want to reverse the rotation, you just reverse the plug. It's got some natural, I don't know if that shows up in the video or not, but when it was drying, it did check a little bit there on the top, but to me that just makes it look more natural too, because any log that you see out is going to have some checks and cracks in it. So pretty happy with this one, the way that it turned out. May do one more. I've got one more idea that I may try and see if I like it any better. I'd originally wanted to leave the bark on this one, but I couldn't. My lathe wasn't big enough to hollow this bottom part out with the bark on the log. I'll show you the inside of this. It's got some washers hot glued in there for spacers to get the right height. That was good for that height. Get the right height to keep the top above the bottom at the height that I wanted it. But again, if anybody'd like to make one of these, and I'd be more than happy to share the part numbers on the stuff that I used with you, or give you any advice or help that I can. It's real handy to me, like I said, to be able to set it in front of a fan or a heater, something that I've carved, and let it just sit there and rotate, and that way it gets air circulated and blowing on whatever I've made all the way around, to help it dry, or to help the finished tongue oil dry on it. But once again, if anybody would like to make one or something similar to this, to help guide your carving craft work. I'd be glad to share the part numbers and all with you, or help you in any way that I can if you'd like to make you one of these. And if you enjoyed the video, appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up button, the likes button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, everybody. Oh, one more thing. I'll probably put this in the playlist I started for carving work, tips and tutorials, and I'll be having some more carving tips and tutorial videos coming up soon. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. And again, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one.